No, not tonight. Right. So there. Cool. All right. Perfect. So we'll start off sitting and really sit in whichever way works for you this evening. So if we're going to be here for a while as well. So if you feel that you actually just need to lie down and be in that position, you can do so. But please make sure that your hips are a little higher than your knees, because if you're going to sit back, it's going to get really uncomfortable. So even if it means you have to fold up a pillow or so to lift the buttocks, and it just should make everything so much more comfortable. So we're really going to tune into our bodies, our beings this evening, and we're going to allow ourselves to move from that space during our class. So we'll have a really nice deep connection and then move and adapt postures intuitively so that you know or what you're needing. So starting off, and allow your buttocks just release down into the earth. So if you're on a support, let it release down. If you're lying, you just adapt the text for a lying position. And as you release down into the stable foundation beneath you, feel how, as you focus on the inhalation, there's a natural arising happening through the spine, and you can feel that you want to lift up into the ether. Allow your arms or your hands to rest comfortably on your thighs, whichever way comes naturally this evening, either with the palms up or the palms down. And then begin to slide your elbows back so that the elbows are underneath the shoulders, so that there's absolutely no tension in the shoulders or the neck. The arms, that kind of the forearms, are just sliding back as much as you need to, so that you can feel a softening in the shoulders, in the neck, and even in the front of the chest. Allow the face to relax and soften. Follow the breath for a moment. And then focus on that physical being. And with your physical being, noticing if there is any nourishment that you are lacking at the moment. And it might be a specific type of fruit or vegetable. It might be a certain type of fat, certain type of protein. Just tapping in and asking your body, do you feel nourished? And if yes, then great. And if no, just asking, what is lacking? It's not thinking of things that we want to cut out or not eat, but thinking of what things deep in the body is craving. I'm just observing that. Maybe just observing and noticing, is the body feeling hydrated? You can ask, body, are you feeling hydrated? And it might be a yes, it might be a no, it might be I don't know. Just keep asking and inquiring. And if it happens to be a no, the easiest and the best way to hydrate the body is just to start sipping hot water every 20 minutes. And you'll notice how by doing that, you just create a sense of space within your being, fluidity. Like the cells function so much better. Maybe taking your attention to your mind and taking a moment to contemplate the idea of, is your mind feeling nourished? Are you stimulating it enough? Too much? Is it feeling a little dull and bored? Just observing. And again asking, what is the mind wanting? What is the mind needing? You'll often find that the answer starts to come from within. And just drawing the attention to the emotional body, the emotions. And is the emotional body needing a little support? Is there an emotion that you feel needs to be built up, fed, that your body is craving for? Connection, space, sense of lightness, happiness. Or you're feeling emotionally and balanced and stable and even. So doing an inner inquiry, just asking and realizing again that all the answers are right there. And from that deep awareness, taking 3 smooth, slow breaths. Those 3 conscious breaths that you take in, allowing that new knowledge, that a new awareness that has surfaced to be present. And then from there, rub the palms of your hands together, get your hands really nice and warm. And once they're warm, cup them over your eyes, take a smooth full breath in. And slowly out. And again, rubbing the palms of the hands together. And this time as you cup them over your eyes, look into the darkness and allow the warmth to penetrate your eyes, gently re-energizing them. Any stress, any tension from the day or trying to get to the session on time, feel that you can release that from the eyes. And then just blinking them a few times, releasing your hands, giving them a good shake. If you're sitting cross-legged, just change the cross of your legs because we were there for quite a while. And move straight into some deep shoulder circles. Breathing in, allowing those elbows to lift and open. Exhaling, taking elbows back and down. Inhaling as you create an openness through the front of the chest. Exhaling as you close through the and then changing direction, circling in the other way, inhaling as the elbows go back and up, exhaling as you bring them together and down. For those of us who have slight shoulder niggles, maybe observing if there is a tighter side, if it's feeling a little more easeful than usual, maybe a little tighter. Keeping that awareness within the body. And what you might even find is when you do postures and you focus on the areas, your kind of body will jump out and will say, this area is not feeling hydrated, or it's not feeling nourished in this way. And releasing, rotating to the wrists and hands. Another easy and beautiful way of nourishing the body is Abhyanga oil massage. That really is such a nourishing, beautifully nourishing practice, which is great to do as a change of season. Taking the hands a little, taking your right arm behind you. You're just bending at the elbow and allowing the back of the hand to rest against your lower back. And then as you exhale, allow your left ear to release down to the left side. And if you feel you need to move dynamically here, you can do so. If you want to just hold it here like me this evening, you can hold it here. And feel that you're opening up. Softening down into the right side of your neck. Feel that you can release the buttocks down a little bit more. Feel really a sense of weight moving down. And try not to overarch into your lower back. On an inhalation, you can bring your head back to the center. You can release that arm, maybe give it a little bit of a wiggle or a shake. Sweep the opposite arm behind you, and then release your right ear to your right shoulder. Your left ear to your left shoulder. Which side am I doing? Yeah. Right ear to your right shoulder, and feel how you're opening up the left side of your neck. Softening into the throat. And again, what is it that the neck is needing? Is it a trapped emotion? How the shoulders feeling? How the elbows feeling? How are you able to breathe smoothly and evenly, comfortably here? When you're ready to release, the head comes to the center, the arm releases. Again, you can wiggle, shake out that arm, and then you can interlock the hands, the fingers, and we need to slip the hands behind the head. So you can support the back of your neck with your thumbs. So you can interlock your hands, and then you can just have your thumbs down the side of the back of your neck. And from there, on that inhalation, you're going to gently open up your elbows. You're going to raise the sternum, and you're going to gaze up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to allow everything to feel heavy. You're going to allow everything to round. You're going to feel as if you're crumbling down. Inhale, allow the breath to lift you. Allow to continue to lift you and open your chest and to raise the gaze. And then as you exhale, you're releasing, you're squeezing out, letting go. We do that just twice more. The inhalation, when it comes, lifts you up. You pause and you hold it there. And then when you feel you need to exhale, you allow the exhalation to bring you down. Last one. When the inhalation arises, let it lift you up. When the exhalation starts, allow the body to release. Inhale and bring yourself back to neutral. Release your arms. And then from here, we are going to take it onto our mat, onto all fours for a few rounds of a cat stretch. And let's do a switch there. So the knees are going to be underneath your hips, hip width apart. Hands are going to be underneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart. Fingers are going to be nice and widely spread. Knees just if you need to place a blanket under those knees, if they need a little bit more padding, go ahead and do so. The inhalation, allow it to really just open up and relax the abdomen, the belly. And as you exhale, rounding, tucking under your chin, tucking under your chin. So we're all quite comfortable with our cat stretch. Move dynamically with it to the rhythm of your breath in your own way. Feeling that the front of the body and the back of the body are equally grounded. So as much as you're pushing down into your hands, feel that you're able to press down through the shins and the top of your feet. And enjoying that movement of the spine. Lovely. One last round. Bringing yourself back into a neutral position, bringing the knees closer together. You're going to press down through the left shin, and as you inhale, all you're doing is you're lifting your right knee out to the side and up. We're not going to tilt the whole pelvis. We're just going to kind of let it come up the side once. And then as we exhale, we're bringing it not quite down, but we're just bringing it back again. So I'm not placing the weight down onto the mat. I'm just letting it hover. The inhalation, the knee moves out to the side and up. Exhaling, coming back down. And notice how it feels in this right hip, or whichever hip you're working with. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And it doesn't have to be a big movement. One last round. And this time, yes, you imagined right, you're going to hold that leg up. You're going to stay here for a moment. And you're just going to point and flex that foot. Feel how the supporting leg, the left one on the ground, is saying the evening as well. Watch that you're not losing the contact of your hands to the mat. So you're still pressing down through the arms and the hands, and you're not taking all the weight through that left leg. Slowly release. Tuck under your little toes. If you can, if it's right for you this evening, if it's not, don't do it. And sit back for a moment. Easing out the wrists and the hands if necessary. When they feel all right and happy again, back onto all fours, ground down through the right leg or the leg you didn't work. Inhale, left leg comes up to the side. Exhaling, back again. Smooth, steady, even breaths. That's it. Always doing the same amount on both sides, unless you feel that there is a side that you need to work on therapeutically and needs an extra round or two, then you can always do that. You've probably got one last round to do. But this time when that leg is up, let it stay there, and you can either point and flex or rotate that foot. And point and flex is easier, rotate is a little challenging. And keep breathing. So you're pressing down through the right shin, down through the hands, and as much as you're pressing down, you're also lifting up through your body. And then soften and bring that leg back. Tuck under those toes once more if it's right for you. So back onto your heels and release the wrists. Great. So from here, all you're going to do, if you've got the flexibility and it works, is you're going to rock back and you're going to step those feet a little bit wider apart into Malasana, the garland's pose. So you don't have to bring the heels right down onto the mat. You're just starting off here. You can have the feet at the same angle as your thighs. So you don't have to have the feet straight. You're going to keep the feet at the same direction as the thighs. From here, as you inhale, open up your chest, and we're going to be taking the attention from the coccyx up towards the sky. So when you're ready, you're going to allow the buttocks to lift up towards the ceiling. Your heels will come down if they haven't been down, and you need to release your head down. Don't feel that you need to straighten your legs here. You're allowing the chest to come down towards the thighs. And then from there, when you're ready, you're going to release the buttocks back down to your heels and open the chest. We're going to be moving dynamically a couple of times, releasing the head down and then opening back up again. See how it feels with your breath this evening, and do what feels kind of natural or comfortable. So for me, I feel like inhaling and opening into my chest and my hips. And then when I lift up, I feel like exhaling. But if you feel you need the exhalation to push you up this evening and to send the energy in that direction, then by all means, do so. And again, 2 more rounds. And you might find that as you start working into the back of the legs and into the hips, that they start to warm up quite nicely. Again, if it's not possible for your knees, then you just stay in a little bit of a forward bend or a downward dog. And often adjust so that it works for you this evening. Next time you're up, stay up and adjust the feet so that they're pointing forward. There you go. Feel that you can release a little bit further down. Super. From here, from your forward bend, if you're not there yet, please get there. And then you're going to walk your hands over to the right side. Again, the knees can be as bent as they need to be. You need to walk your hands over to the right side. Relax the head and neck down. And notice how you're opening up through the left side of your torso. Very gently. And then coming back to the center. And then we do the same thing to the other side. You're just going to walk your hands over to the left side, walking in the opposite direction, relaxing the neck and the head down. And noticing now how you're opening and lengthening through the right side of your torso. And then back to the center. And then from there, bending the knees a bit more, bring the hands into your hips. Inhale as you push down through the feet, coming up safely. Super. Coming up standing. Whoops, my head's cut off. Here we go. Let's see how that works. Right. Coming up standing, right up. You are standing. Release the shoulders. Actually, I can just in full and my little feet. There we go. So what we're going to be doing now is a wide forward bend with a little bit of a rotation. So the feet are going to be, I'd say, a little wider than hip width apart, but not as wide as when you'd go into Trikonasana. Inhalation is going to lift the spine. Exhaling, coming halfway down. Super. From there, if you need to bend the knees, if those hamstrings are feeling really, really tight, so that you can get the spine parallel to the ground, do so. And then all we're doing from here is we're going to rotate open to the right. As you exhale back to the center, rotate open to the left. Exhale back to the center. And do that twice more to each side. Feel that you can work into those thighs nicely. spine continues to lengthen. Once more to the other side. And back to the center. From here, we're going to release the left fingertips down into the center of the mat in front of the feet and allow yourself to rotate open to the right. Now, if your shoulder allows and you want to go further and deeper, you can extend that right arm up towards the ceiling. Otherwise, keep it in your waist, or behind your back. Smooth, steady breath. Lengthening through the spine, always keeping that lovely integrity of the spine. And not to worry about what's happening with the legs. Thinking of the spine and the back. Bring yourself back to the center. Press down through the feet, press back through the heels. Release the right fingertips down to the mat. And then rotating open towards the left heel. And staying there for a moment. Smooth breaths, adapt the arm position to work for you. And slowly release, bringing that hand back down. Walk the feet in and out towards each other. When they're close enough together, slowly uncurl or lift up with a straight back. Great. From here, finding stability in the legs, so taking it into your Tadasana. Rooting down, softening into the knees. The legs have needed a little bit of weight tonight. We're allowing that Pranavata to move down into Saacks. As you take the weight into your right leg, allow your left leg to lift and create a fall with it. So feel that you're able to rest the area just above your ankle on your right thigh. Bend your knee and steady it here. That's a smooth, stable breath. Now, if your mind is being focused, if your body is stable and steady, and if you're feeling like you need a challenge, do I really want a challenge? That is the question. Is that you're going to inhale and you're going to lift your heel, the right heel off the mat. And as you exhale, you're going to lower your right heel back down. And you do just 3 of those. So as you inhale, you can lift your left heel, your right heel off the mat. And as you exhale, you can come back down. Focus on one spot in front of you, preferably not the screen or with me on it. A spot that isn't moving. And as you focus on that spot, put all your attention and think of that heel lifting and the heel lowering with control. And once you've done your 3 dynamically, if you're doing it this evening, release that left leg. And then take a moment to just observe how that right leg that is now to work quite hard is feeling compared to the left. There should be quite a lot of life and activity in it. And then allow the weight to settle down into the left leg, bring that right leg up, bending that left knee, and then placing the right foot just over that left thigh. Let it sit there, notice how that knee feels. If it's, whoopsie baby, that's as far as it's wanting to go this evening, and if you're not feeling very stable, you stay here. If you feel that you've got the focus and the clarity tonight, you're going to focus on that one spot that's not moving. And then as you inhale, you can lift that left heel. And as you exhale, you can lower it down with control. 2 more if you can. choosing to. And it might just be the heel lifting. You might not even come right up onto the ball of the foot. And then when you're ready to release, release. And again, as you stand there noticing how you've now brought life into the opposite leg. What the ankle's doing. How's the breath doing? Super. Great. So from here, we're going to be coming back down to our mat, back through Malasana. You can turn your toes out, your heels in. Inhale as you open up into the chest, and as you exhale, bending the knees and sinking down and down and down and down, if that works for you. And maybe holding it there. Slow, steady breath. Again, allowing the energy to settle down, moving down, bringing everything kind of downwards to feel that heaviness. But hopefully we end up having a really good night's sleep. Three more deep breaths here. Inhale as you experience lightness in the chest. Exhale, releasing further down into the ground. What is it that your being is needing at this point in time? Always checking. Releasing the hands to the mat. From there, we just down a little bit. So, from our Malasana, releasing the hands down to the mat. You'll be a little bit playful working into those wrists. So we're going to lift the heels like we did in that pose while we were standing. And we're just going to take the weight forward. And then we're going to take the weight back. And we're going to rock. We're going to play. We're going to feel a sense of lightness. We're going to move forward. And taking the weight back. Forward. And back. And for those who feel comfortable and enjoy working with Velcro or the bird, if you feel that you would like to go into it, you can do so. I'm not going to do it tonight because I definitely don't feel like it. And just working into the wrists, working a little bit of weight into the upper body. One or two more times. If you're holding your posture statically, staying there for another breath or two. And then release them. Good. When you come out of it, you can ease the buttocks down into the mat. You can place your hands behind you. You can release those little legs out in front of you. Give them a good shake. We're going to open up through the front of the legs. We're going to bend the knees, place the feet onto the mat, slip the hands underneath. Inhale for Uttanasana variation, lifting up the hips, press down through the feet. Here we go. And release. And then once more with an inhalation, we can come up, stay here for a few breaths, a breath or two. And then release. And if you'd like to go into the full version of the legs straight, then on the third round, you can inhale and you can lift up in that way. And again, release. Releasing your wrists, giving them a good gentle rotation, flicking out if you need to. We need to come and move onto our backs. Looking there, or releasing the spine, rolling the spine out and down. Inhale as you take your arms overhead, reaching back and lengthen through the legs, extending those legs out. Stretching, stretching, stretching. And release. From here, placing the right foot on top of the left knee, taking it into the hand through the hole, lifting that left foot, bringing the hand through the hole, and stabilizing here. If you need to, you just gently pressing this right leg away from you with that right elbow. You can flex the left foot and the right foot. Wherever the tightness of the resistance is sitting, feel that you can breathe into that space. Maybe just ask, what are you needing? What nourishment is that area needing to feel more comfortable? Is it something you need to be eating? Is it more hydration? Is it a feeling, an emotion that you need to digest or work through? Lovely, and laying your finger. From here we're going to move straight into a twist. So we're going to place the left foot onto the mat. You're going to allow the legs to twist to release over to the right. So the weight of your right foot on your left knee, if it feels okay, just above your knee, can remain there. You can place the hands into the abdomen, or you can take them out to shoulder level. Head to the center or looking to the left. Slow, smooth breath. If it is too much weight of your foot resting on your knee, please take that foot off. It does not have to be there. What we want to be focusing on is that you're now creating an openness through the left arm and bust area, down through that left side. There should be absolutely no discomfort through the lower part of the body. There should actually be no discomfort, full stop. When you're ready on an inhalation, bring yourself back to the center. Noticing that your right leg is on top of the left, extend both legs up towards the ceiling, give them a good shake. And then you do exactly the same thing on the other side, placing the left foot on top of the right. And if you just have to be here in this position on the side tonight, that's fine. If you feel you can lift up and you can grab hold of the back of your leg, do so. You can flex both of those feet. Take the attention into that left buttock, wherever there's a little bit of resistance sitting. And asking this side now, what is it that it needs? And it might be exactly the same as the right side, or it might be completely different. And if this feels a bit weird, asking the body what it needs. If you haven't done that practice before, and you don't feel you're getting a response, just keep asking it every other breath. And eventually, one day, intuitively, a thought or an idea will come to you. And that'll be the answer. No matter how random or how weird or how peculiar, just acknowledging it. And when you're ready, you're going to release the right foot down to the mat if it's not there yet. Take a smooth breath in, and as you exhale, allow the legs to release over to the left side this time, taking you into a twist. Soften into the knee, into the foot and the ankle. Allow the arms to extend or rest them on the abdomen. The head can now turn to the right. Settle into it. If it's too strong with that foot on that knee on the side, just take it off. And feel that there's an opening through that right arm, armpit bust area. And breathe into it. The head comes back to the center, and then as you inhale, bring your knees back. Exhaling, bring them all the way to the chest. Unhook your feet if they will hook. Back into the Apanasana. Inhale as your knees, or you send the knees forward. Exhale as you draw them towards you. Maybe taking it now into that circling Apanasana, so the knees move out to the sides and then come towards you, keeping the big toes together. There's a bit more of a rotation happening in those hips. And then the other way. Super. And then from here, moving into that little happy baby posture. Again, not the most elegant posture. And you can choose. If you need a nice gentle version, just allow the knees to open out to the sides and allow the soles of the feet to move up towards the ceiling. You can actually just hold it comfortably here. If you feel you want to guide your arms through the insides of your legs and hold them to the outsides of your feet, you can do that. Whatever works for you. Feel that as you lie back in this position, that you can gently breathe the small of your back, the sacrum, and even kind of as if you're trying to breathe your tailbone in the direction of the mat. And then from there, you're allowing your feet to move in the direction of the ceiling. Working nice and deeply into those inner thighs and hamstrings. 3 more smooth breaths here. If the legs are shaking a little, it's absolutely fine. It's normal. Let them do that. And once you've completed your 3 breaths, and remember there's absolutely no rush to complete. You can release the clasp of your hands, bring the knees together, give them a good squeeze. And then release them down to the mat. You're really going to open up into the hips. So from here, you're going to work into Supta Baddha, your reclined cobbler, allowing the knees to spread out to the sides so that the soles of the feet can meet. Start off by placing the hands onto the inner thighs. Now you can work dynamically here with the arms and the legs, or just the arms. So I'm going to do just the arms. As you inhale, you're going to allow the arms to extend up and back. And as you exhale, you're going to bring them back down onto the thighs. Noticing how the shoulders feel, how the chest feels, inhaling. It's a very gentle back bend as you open up, creating space through the front of the body. And as you exhale and releasing. If you find that your neck is tight, you might even just want to turn the head to one side as your arms go behind you. And then back to the center as the arms come back down. And then turning the head in the opposite direction. And back down sometimes. So you continue moving dynamically. Sometimes when we have tension in the shoulders or the neck and we move apart the arms or the back dynamically, as well as the head at the same time. It can help to relieve stiffness and ease tension. So on your next inhalation, keep the arms behind you. If you want to, or you prefer to interlock the fingers to slip the hands behind your head and to rest there, you can do that. Close the eyes. Feel that you're releasing into the hips. Notice that your spine is comfortable, and if it's not, what adaptations can you do so that you are comfortable? Might mean lifting the knees a small amount or a large amount, propping them up. And you feel that you're able to breathe into the width of your chest, allowing your chest to move and expand out sideways. And as you focus on breathing into the width of the chest, can you allow the shoulder blades to surrender you a little bit further into the ground? And soften the face and the jaw. Seeing any sensations or feelings within the body. Noticing if maybe the energy has settled a little, that has kind of collected itself. Or if it felt that the energy was very stagnant, does it feel like there's a bit more life in you? A bit more space. And then with your next exhalation, you need to bring those knees together. You can release your arms, hug yourself into a small little ball, and stay there. Okay. And then from here, we'll take ourselves into a little bit of pranayama and relaxation. So if you would like to slip on jerseys, blankets, eye bags, bolsters, anything like that, please go ahead and do so. I'm just going to switch off my light. You can switch off your lights as well. And hopefully you don't have to move around too much. I'll come a little bit closer. So lying in your posture for relaxation. And allow your head to loll a little from side to side, releasing any tension from the back of the neck. And then bring your head back to the center. Make tight fists of your hands, reach your hands down towards your feet, take a deep breath in. And slowly out. And this time, flex your feet, tighten your thighs, tighten your buttocks, squeeze as much as you feel necessary. And as you exhale, relax and release, letting go. Inhale deeply, allow your belly to rise. And sigh it out. Inhaling into your whole body. Sigh it out. And last time, breathing deeply, breathing fully into your whole being once more. And let it go. Super. As you lie there, notice the natural rhythm of your breath. Pick up the length of your inhalation. Pick up the length of your exhalations. And whichever is shorter, if they're not the same, we make it so that they are both exactly the same. And with the upcoming breaths, you might find that the breath becomes longer automatically in its own time. Let that happen naturally when it does, but don't force it. If you're inhaling for 5, exhale for 5. If you're inhaling for 10, exhale for 10. Whatever your ratio is. And then just notice the natural pauses between the breaths, between the inhalations and exhalations, exhalations and inhalations. You don't need to do anything with the pauses, you just notice them. After you've inhaled, there's a pause. And then follow the exhalation. And then, there's a pause. And then follow the inhalation. And the pauses are like little full stops. They kind of give us a chance to clear our mind and not run from one sentence to the next. Run from one activity to the next. Those little pauses, giving us some breathing space. It's a space where the mind is still. The thought cease. You might find that those pauses become more and more intriguing to you, where you want to spend a bit more time there. You're always welcome to do that. Without disrupting the breath in any way. And you're still breathing, you're still focusing on those subtle pauses, but you're drawing your attention right down to your right hip. And as you inhale, you imagine drawing a line from your right hip bone down in a semicircle or crescent moon type position all the way down to and across to your left hip bone. And as you exhale just above that line, draw your attention from your left hip bone all the way back to your right. So it's if you're creating a very thin crescent moon. Inhaling, drawing the attention from your right hip bone, along the bottom to the left hip bone. And just above that, exhaling from the left hip bone above to the right hip bone. Forming the image of a crescent moon. As you get comfortable with that image, you might notice that it becomes a silvery color as you inhale. It's as if the tiny little silver star, silver light trickling along and creating a beautiful bright crescent moon in the lower pelvis of your being. Continue visualizing and allowing that image of a crescent moon to become stronger and deeper and clearer with each breath that you take. The pauses on either end, lingering there. And then just gently, with the next exhalation, releasing the image of that crescent moon, releasing that practice. Noticing the breath traveling in and out through your nostrils again. Noticing your physical body, where it's at. Noticing your surroundings. Now starting to breathe a little more deeply, noticing the rise and the fall of your chest. Allow the thumbs to move along your fingertips, waking up your hands, wiggle your toes, waking up your feet. Please really stretch your arms up behind you, yawning if you want to. Stretching diagonally through the body, right arm and left leg, left arm and right leg. Arms one way, legs the other. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, release, hug your knees to your chest. Give them a good squeeze. If you want to rock a little from side to side, go ahead and do so. Eventually just roll all the way onto your right side. When you feel settled, place your left hand in front of your chest. Push yourself up into a seated position. Again, sitting in whichever way you feel most comfortable with. Take a moment to return inwards again. Maybe thinking of one thing you could do this evening or tomorrow to nourish your body. How you could hydrate your being. What activity you could do to stimulate the mind. And to allow an emotion to be free. And with that awareness, draw the palms of your hands to your heart center. Take a smooth breath in. As you exhale, bow your head down. Take a moment to acknowledge the absolutely amazing, beautiful being that you are. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can lift your gaze. And Namaste. Well done, everyone. Thank you for joining me. And it was always lovely to have you here.